Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Janet Rourke, the Essential Oil Vet, and I am so excited to introduce to you guys my friend and fellow pet pro, Tara. Tara, for those of the people that don't know you yet, can you please let everybody know exactly who you are, where you're located, and what exactly you do?
Hi, everybody. I'm Tara McElhinney. Currently, I'm in Colorado, but I spend my time between Colorado and Maryland. Um, what I've been doing for over 10 years is I'm a veterinary technician by trade, but I perform non-anesthetic dentals on dogs for the most part. That is my forte. That is what I am very good at.
I love it. And of course, you are certified in animal aromatherapy as well. So I have to know, was there a moment when you knew, like deep down inside, that like animals specifically were your calling? Like, when did you know, since you've been in the, animal industry for a little while, when did you know you're like, I'm going to work with animals the rest of my life? How did you know that?
Well, that would probably go back to when I was about 6 or 7 years old. Um, I was in first or second grade. I can't recall exactly which grade, but my mom will tell you we just got a new puppy. We got Ranger. He was a cute Brittany. At the time, it was a Brittany Spaniel, but now they're Brittany's. We had a career day and we were supposed to dress up on like what we wanted to be when we grew up. And of course, I put a white lab jacket on and came in saying I wanted to be a veterinarian. And I wanted to take care of animals. From then on, it's switched a little bit. When I was in high school, I decided I wanted to be a marine biologist. And I actually pursued that direction. I went to college for marine biology, but overall a biology background. And after college, I actually got a job at a vet clinic. I needed a job out of college. Some things happened with my family, and I went home. And then I was like, wow, this is definitely where I want to be. I love taking care of animals. I love being that healing, soft voice when they're, in recovery, and the rest is history. So,
Love it. So when it comes to like the aromatherapy side of things, do you remember like what kind of got you into essential oils? Or do you remember the first time you smelled an oil and thought, I really need to know more about this?
I didn't get introduced to essential oils until my career as a veterinary technician. I was about 2 or 3 years in. I just learned about doing non-anesthetic dentals. I worked under a holistic veterinarian. Shout out to Dr. Turi Norman. She's awesome. She's here in Boulder, Colorado. But she introduced me to Bach flower essences first. And then little by little, I was like, this is fascinating. I really love how dogs react to this. They just are calmer. And I was like, this is the most interesting thing I've ever seen. I've never seen dogs react this way. I'm the type of person where I want to just delve in, read books on everything, learn everything I can know. To so that's kind of what hit me up with essential oils. And then another shout out to Miss Jamie Carsata. I met her in 2018, 2019, and she is an essential oil expert. She was probably the first one I ever met, and she used it with pets every single day. And I was like, this is definitely my calling. I love it.
Awesome. And then you went on and got certified
Yep.
and use it in your practice every with every animal now. That's so
Yes.
awesome. So can you share a moment? One of the things I love about working with animals, and I'm sure you do too, is that every animal has something to teach me as a veterinarian, as a pet professional. So can you share a moment when an animal taught you something during a session, a aromatherapy session, or when you were doing your non-anesthetic dentals?
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, every single patient I work with teaches me something new. I kind of say to my employees and other vet staff now that I happen to work with, I was like, I've been doing this for a really long time and there's nothing I haven't seen at this point. But every single dog that sits in my lap, there's a reason why their owners bring them to me. And I sit there, I listen to them, I get to know them. On top of me being very good with essential oils, I also am animal Reiki certified, and I'm fear-free certified. Dogs are energetic creatures, so they feed off of the energy you give them, and they give energy back to you. So I listen to every single one, and they all teach me something new about either what they've been through, what they want help with. It's amazing. I can't think of a specific because there's so many, but every dog that comes in my lap has something new to teach me, and I'm always there to listen.
I love that. We always, one of the things that I teach in aromatherapy for animal aromatherapy specifically is that the animals get to be a part of the conversation. And it's like that with all of the stuff that we do. And I'm sure you experience this too. It's like, yeah, we're having a conversation and sometimes they tell me, things feel really, really good. And sometimes they're like, oh, that's a little too far and we need to back off a little bit. And we just need to learn how to listen, as people, as for the owners listening, let the animals be a part of the conversation, and they we can learn a lot from them. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Okay, was
absolutely.
there a time or a story that you have when like nothing else was working and essential oils specifically helped shift things?
Ooh, yes, I have a few. The first one I'm going to start with is my little rescue, Miss Bella, who is at my feet right now sleeping. I am a Chihuahua mom. I never thought getting first into vet med, I was like, oh my God, these dogs are crazy. I could never own one of these. And now I own two. Um, but both of mine are rescues, and they've come from a pretty rough life. Miss Bella, her previous owner was actually a previous client of mine. Bella was angry, she was aggressive, she tried to bite every single person that came anywhere near her with anything. Her owner was bipolar and had a lot of mental instability. She actually confided in me that she was going to go to rehab herself for her mental disorder, and she was going to give Bella to a shelter. And I was like, absolutely not. She would never get adopted because she bites people. So I was like, this is that she's going to get euthanized. I absolutely cannot let that happen. So I offered if I could take her in for a little bit. I was like, do you mind if I keep? She knows me. She doesn't bite me. She likes me. She's always been really friendly towards me. And she's like, yeah, sure, knock yourself out. And I was like, okay. Bella hated my boyfriend, but now my husband at the time hated him. She would try to bite him any chance she get. She would nip at his ankles. Everybody that came to our house, I told them you shouldn't look at her because she just like sees red and wants to bite everybody. So what I did is I decided I just recently got into essential oils. That was back like 6 years ago. And I just decided I was going to try a few things. I was like, what can it hurt, right? So I pulled out a couple that I had. I think at the time had like 10 or 12 essential oils. I did not have that many. I tried orange, lang lang, tangerine, and copaiba. She seemed to like all those four, and I let her smell all of them, and I decided to mix them individually with fractionated coconut oil. I put them on her paws. I rub them on her paws every day, about sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening. And if she seemed really anxious, I would put it at the tips of her ears as well. And I would say within 5 to 6 days, I just started to see her demeanor shift. She would watch my husband or my boyfriend at the time walk in the room, and she wouldn't bark at him and she wouldn't lunge at him. She would just sit there and kind of watch him. And I was like, huh, okay. And then I also at night decided to start diffusing lavender in our room for bedtime. She liked to cuddle with me, even though she didn't like my husband, but she would cuddle up next to me, and she seemed to not bother that he moved around or anything. It was amazing. So I would say after about 2 weeks of doing that, like consistently every day, she actually went up to my husband and sat next to him.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it was amazing. I was like, what the heck? This is so great. And now, yeah, 6 years later, she is now our dog. We ended up keeping her because I never heard back from my former client. So she is part of the family, and I would like to say she is the sweetest Chihuahua you will ever meet.
Oh,
She doesn't bite anyone now. She goes to the veterinarian. They say she's a great girl. She's gotten chest x-rays, echocardiograms, and she's passes with flying colors. She is a
I love
completely
it.
different dog.
So good. And I love that, that we talk about essential oils being so beneficial for emotions and behavior. And we also talk about how, um, you know, the the our our emotions, like the people that are around the animals, our emotions affect our animals as well. And I can't imagine with poor Bella being like around someone with pretty severe mental illness, like pretty severe, like
Yeah.
obviously needing hospitalization, and thank goodness that person got the help that they needed.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but like how that would have affected her as well, and just being like, I can't trust people. I don't. If people are unpredictable, oh my gosh, like I can't even imagine what was going through her head. And I'm so glad she
Yeah.
had you to be able to change that.
I know. She is my favorite girl now. We go on walks. She still has an issue with big dogs. She gets a Napoleon
Something just
complex,
like
but
what?
I said she has a problem with big dogs still. She gets a little
Oh yes.
Napoleon complex, but other than that, she is amazing.
Yes, so good. And that's understandable. I mean, it's the little dog complex, right?
Yep.
So have you ever had like a goosebumps moment where like something really clicked and you something healed, or there was like a big transformation that was kind of unexpected? And what did you learn from that experience?
Yeah. I have quite a few, but I'll mention just one in particular. Um, as you could imagine, I work with a lot of anxious animals. They come into, for me to clean their teeth. And I have to kind of adhere to them and let them kind of dictate how it's going to go. I do a lot of work with anxious dogs, so my go-tos, I have them on me at all times. My essential oils I carry with me everywhere. But one in particular, I used to work with cats. Don't work with cats so much anymore. I'm more of a dog whisperer, but back in the day, I used to work with cats a lot. And um, one in particular, her name was Nikita. She was a rescue that my client had. I worked with her dog already, but she wanted me to try her cat. And I was like, whew, okay. I was like, how long ago did you rescue this cat? And she's like, well, about 6 to 8 months, but she's really mean. And I was like, are you sure? I don't think I want to be in this cat's mouth while it's awake. I'm sorry. But I was like, you know what? Let me see what this cat's about. So I came in. Um, she said that the cat was very aggressive towards men, would like lunge and bite at them. Didn't like her husband at all, so they kept her in a separate room. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna clean this cat's teeth today, but let's just meet her and see how this goes. So brought my essential oils with me. Um, her husband actually just told me of like he took a trip to urgent care because she did get him bit him like really good the one morning. I was like, oh gosh, we can't. How do you have this cat? Um, so I wanted to see her for myself. So I was like, let me just put her, take me to the room you keep her in. So when I got her, when I sat in the room, I just sat on the floor to stay grounded and not be any sort of, aggressive towards the cat. I didn't want to seem like I was impeding on it. So I just sat on the floor, started getting my essential oils out. The cat kind of just came out and looked at me, hissed a little bit, and I was like, okay, this cat doesn't really like a lot of strangers. But I remember I pulled out what did I pull? I pulled out sandalwood, peppermint, and frankincense were the three I think that clicked with her, but I put them like kind of separate and I backed away and I was like, let me just sit here. I opened them and the cat like seemed curious and it came over. She came over. She started sniffing a couple of them, but yeah, she picked out peppermint, frankincense, and sandalwood. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna work on these. So I put the others away, just kept those out. I had a towel that I put a few drops on each and just let her smell them. And she was like rubbing herself on them. And I was like, this is a really good sign. All right. And I came out, I decided I was like, I'm not gonna clean her teeth today. I don't want to push her. I was like, I don't even want to look at her mouth today. We're just doing the basics. I just want to gain this cat's trust. So the cat ended up following me out of the room, came out, and I still had one of the towels with me. And I was like, let me just see if this works. I put the towel like kind of close to the dad, and the cat came up and like started purring. Didn't pounce at him, didn't attack him. I was like, this is amazing. It just like I didn't know too much. I wasn't always very comfortable with cats, so I wasn't sure where to go with this. And at that moment, I was like, essential oils are like super powerful. This is so amazing. And I ended up it was like a few weeks later, I ended up actually getting to look at that cat's teeth. It needed extractions anyway, so I referred it to its veterinarian. But just amazing. I told her to use those essential oils at home, and she said the cat loves her husband now.
Oh, I love that. That's so
Yeah.
good. That's so good. Like going from like biting him to like purring and being like his best advocate. You just like totally enhance that whole home by helping them with that. That's so awesome. And
Yeah.
that's awesome that you referred when needed. And that's something I think a lot of people kind of don't understand about it in the vet world. Like that,
Yes.
yeah, it's not like you're gonna like try to extract a tooth or not refer them if they don't need it.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So speaking of that, so is there a particular type of animal or condition you feel especially confident working with? You obviously do
I
like the
am,
oral health stuff, right?
yes, yes, I am very good with dogs. I worked with dogs for over 13 years. I've been doing the non-anesthetic dentals for about a little over 10 years. Um, Now, non-anesthetic dentals in particular, there is nothing in a dog's mouth I have not seen at this point. I've probably seen as much as oral surgeons have, because I get anything from young 1-year-old, even 10-month-old dogs that have a little bit of calculus, a little bit of plaque on their teeth, to 15-year-old dogs that have never had dentals. And I'm like, whew, yeah, no, I don't think I can do anything for your dog. I like to say I'm like a doggy dental hygienist. I'm not the dentist. I don't do surgeries. I don't extract teeth, and I don't do x-rays. I am there to remove plaque and tartar from the teeth. I polish the teeth. I do a full oral exam with probing of the gum lines. I'm getting a very good look at those dogs' mouths, and I am a very good indicator of whether this dog just needs a thorough cleaning or needs some further work done. And I actually work with veterinarians, veterinary technicians, groomers in Maryland, Virginia, DC, Georgia, Colorado now, and I will be starting a partnership, hopefully in Massachusetts soon too, to work with different veterinarians and how I can bridge this gap between dogs who never have dentals and getting the proper dental care they need.
Mhm.
So that is anything you can ask me about dental health, I'm your girl.
I love that because there are a lot of people that, they want to do right by their animals. They want to do right by their dogs, but maybe getting a full dental at their vet is cost prohibitive and they can't do it for whatever reason, or an animal can't undergo anesthesia because of health problems and things like that. Um, so with these animal, and you also mentioned like you work with a lot of animals with anxiety too, which I think kind of goes hand in hand with
Yeah.
dental health, believe it or not, because um, a lot of dogs don't like it when you mess with their mouths. So is there like a go-to protocol or oil that you use over and over again in what you do that gets really, really good results? Because I would imagine keeping these animals calm for your procedures is pretty pretty important because of all the kind of fine detail work that you're doing. So do you have like something you can share with people that are maybe wanting to start brushing their dog's teeth, but
Yeah.
their dogs are worried about it, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my go-to oils, especially for anxiety, before I even get to the dog's mouth, I actually before I took your course, I made my own blend of lavender, myrrh, vetiver, and Roman chamomile mixed with fractionated coconut oil. It was my own little personal blend that I would have every dog smell. I also love, now that I am more familiar with doTERRA blends, I like their Rescuer and their Peace blends. They've worked a lot and they come in the rollers, so they're already kind of diluted, which is really great. Those ones have shown a lot of promise with anxious dogs. I either will kind of rub them on their paws sometimes. I'll usually do it like behind at like the base of their ears. And sometimes if I'll rub it a little bit on the tip of their nose so they're smelling it if they're not too sensitive to it.
Yeah.
Those ones are my go-tos as far as anxiety goes, and I give it a couple minutes to kind of work. And also, I use some relaxation techniques. I swaddle little dogs in a little towel. It makes them feel nice and comforted. Dogs are laying in my lap on an orthopedic dog bed, either on their back or on their side. Normally, on their back is typically a submissive position, but not all dogs like to be forced into that submissive position. So I kind of let them dictate how they're going to do it. If they want to lay on their side and just show me their belly, that's fine. Other breeds like Great Danes and Greyhounds, I don't even bother to lay them down because they're very fast and I don't want to cause like bloat or something. So I actually have them stand up like a pony. So, a couple different positions I use to get that. And then as far as their oral health goes, I absolutely love, I didn't start using it until about 3 years ago, when I became more familiar with doTERRA essential oils. I use their On Guard.
Mhm.
I'll rub it a little bit on, I'll do the diluted one, the roller, roll it on a gauze pad, and then I actually rub it along their gums to help with inflammation of the gum line, gingivitis, and it makes their breath smell good too. And I also love peppermint oil for gingivitis and for the breath. Those are all very good essential oils for their breath.
Super good and could not agree more. What is one mistake you often see people make when using essential oils with animals, and how would you lovingly redirect them?
I do stress with my employees when I teach them with essential oils that we have to dilute as much as possible. Do not use the pure blends. You can use them to let them smell them, but we have to mix it. So, using undiluted stuff is a no-no. It causes, you can tell when a dog is uber sensitive to it. Some dogs will actually like scrunch up their nose and turn away from you. And when I find that sometimes I dilute them down, they're more likely to approach it and actually be more open to it. So yeah, always diluting. That's my number
Yeah,
one
love it.
point of advice, especially when I'm telling my employees when they're making their own blends for the dogs to work with. I was like, you got to make sure you're diluting it as much as the dog wants.
Love it. So good. What are your top three tips for animal owners, whether it's, oral health or anything? What are your top three tips that you're like, these are the top things that you should do, or things that you tell your owners all the time?
I'll go with my non-essential oil related ones first. Brushing your dog's teeth and your cat's teeth, super important. I know I always tell people it's easier said than done. But especially dogs, they're routine creatures. They love, you have to introduce it every single day and positive reinforcement, give them a treat afterwards. Brushing teeth is super important. I always say you can start with one of those little finger brushes, even buying a baby toothbrush or a toddler toothbrush at the dollar store. Those bristles are nice and soft, they're not as invasive. And just starting with one section at a time, even if you just get one side the one day, the other side the next day, a few front teeth here and there, just doing it every single day for a couple minutes, is all that dog needs. and they'll start getting used to it. Um, Also, just don't be afraid to like poke and prod your dog sometimes. I mean, I got that when I was learning to be a vet tech. I would always kind of practice on my dogs. But the more that you are able to just hold your dog's paw while you're sitting on the couch with them and not do anything else, just kind of hold their paw and let it go, that it can desensitize them to like nail trims, which
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many times I clean a whole dog's mouth and they don't flinch, don't care. They're happy wagging their tail, but as soon as I go for those nails, it's like game over. Heck no, do not touch
Yeah.
those. It's so hilarious. But yeah, just desensitizing your dog, it makes it a lot easier for your veterinarian staff to inspect your dog. If there's an emergency where they're super injured and they need to get them to, at the vet hospital to do something, oh, it just makes a load of a difference.
Mhm.
Um, and then also, since I work with a lot of anxious dogs, and like I said before, dogs are energetic creatures. They feed off of the energy of whoever's around them. Work on your own emotional health. You yourself as your owner, if you think you're an anxious person, work on taking deep breaths, taking walks with your dog, even if they're just 10 to 20 minutes to like de-stress your dog. You are your dog's person. They are looking to you for guidance, for routine, to take care of them. So the more that you can be emotionally stable and have a good emotional well-being, the more your dog is going to feed off of that and they will be better for it.
That's so good. Speaking of emotional health for people, what keeps you going on hard days?
My family, and my dogs. I have a wonderful husband who takes care of me so well. I told you recently I'm actually home right now and can't work because I suffered last week from a pulmonary embolism when I walked off a plane. It's very scary. Um, your life kind of flashes before your eyes. But I have a great supportive husband. He was there for me through everything. My dogs they need me. Um, they look at me for everything. And I have three wonderful stepsons that also need me. So, I do this for them. And then I also do it for all the dogs out there because, yeah, I get it. Veterinary care is expensive nowadays, like everything else on this in this world. And I completely get it. It's hard to take your dog for a dental every single year and put it under anesthesia. And then I have little Yorkies that, oh my God, they build tartar like it's their job. So I have to see them every 3 to 4 months.
Mhm.
And I couldn't imagine having someone having the will and the money to put their dog under that often. So I do it for all the dogs that need good dental care and for the parents that can't always afford it and they're trying to do what's right for their dog. Every dog deserves to be seen, deserves to get great health care, and I don't think any sort of paywall or you know uh operation should keep them from getting what needs to be done. So that is what keeps me going.
So good. So if somebody's watching this and feeling drawn to like work with you, or is curious about what you do, what's the best way for them to start?
So my company is called Dazzling Canines. A little play on words because dazzling canines and I work with dogs. We are based out of right now, we're based out of Maryland, but like I said, I work with veterinarians in Virginia, DC, Georgia, and now Colorado. So you can go to dazzling-canines.com. That's our main website. You can reach me personally. I'm on the Essential Oil Vet directory. I'm so excited because now that I went through your course and got even more confidence with using essential oils for more than just dental health and just using it for all the systems of the body. I'm very excited to be launching all the essential oil therapy sessions, aromatherapy sessions. And we're in the midst of kind of changing Dazzling Canines from just focusing on dental care to focusing on a lot of holistic modalities, aromatherapy, acupuncture. So going to be working with an acupuncturist. We're going to do, laser therapy, hydrotherapy. We're really excited. That's going to be launching within the next year. Once I get all the experts in and see what we can get going here. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm really excited to just keep continuing to help dogs with everything, but especially dental care.
I love it. So, I think that answers like how people can find you and everything else, and we'll make sure we put your links and everything attached to this video so that everybody will be able to get a hold of you. As we wrap up here, what's one piece of advice you want to leave with everyone who loves animals and wants to help them more naturally today?
I always like to say there's that saying out there that the eyes are the windows to your soul. I like to say that the teeth are the windows to the organs. So, gotta take care of the teeth. There's so many dogs that their teeth were great, 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 and then there's like this pendulum swings and it goes the other way, and they're actually usually there's signs that something else was going on in their body. So whether that's liver, kidney, heart, gallbladder, pancreas, oh my gosh, so many stuff. But I've actually been the first person to tell the owner, hey, something's not right with the teeth. I think you should take them into your vet and then they find out something else is going on. So the teeth are the windows to the organs. You got to take care of the teeth, even your own teeth. It's super important.
That is, and it's so true. I love that saying. I'm going to start saying that now. So good. Thank you so much, Tara. I am so glad that we had this conversation. If you want to reach out to Tara, please click on one of the links below, book a session with her, learn more about what she's doing. And if you're drawn to reach out to her, please do so. She is absolutely incredible. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. All right. Bye,
Yay, thank you
everybody.
so much.